Hi there, Kenny here. I want to talk about how I'm doing my winter storage for my Royal Enfield Bullet 350 this winter. This will be my second winter with the Royal Enfield Bullet 350. I've done about 10,000 kilometers in my first year. And for the first year, what I did was I plugged it to the battery tender. It was on constantly to the battery tender, fuel stabilizer. Really not much I'm doing. The old t-shirt under the I've got a sander stand, right? So the rear wheel is lifted, and I would usually just kick a little t-shirt under there to keep the front wheel off the concrete, because it gets rather cold, right? That I did last year. I believe that's all I did, and it did okay. I didn't seem to have any issues with the whole winter storage. That was fine. I will tell you kind of what I'm doing different this year for winter storage. So I've got my fuel stabilizer. This is just a general Canadian Tire brand fuel stabilizer. And you look up the right proportions, fill that up. I do have a full tank here. Full tank of gas, fuel stabilizer in it. And I do have my trickle charger, or automatic battery charger. So this is the brand here. It's battery tender. I have not used it this winter. So my logic, and you can correct me if I am completely wrong on the internet here, but I've got this. I did have this hook up constantly last winter, and it did the job. I had no issues with that. However, this winter I'm doing something a little different here. So my battery is essentially sitting here. There's a battery in there, and I'll open it up in a second. I'm essentially parking it with fuel stabilizer in the gas tank, and I am monitoring my battery. So what I've got here, and this is a recent addition. Well, I did not have this last winter, but I have a little recent addition here, and this is an SAE power connector that comes standard. So this SAE connector is, I guess you'd call it pigtail, standard on the Bullet that it came with. Not the original pigtail, because I actually did snap off the original one, just placing the battery in, but I did replace it. That's fine. So what I did differently is I added this little connector, and this connects to my little USB-C power here. And if I pop this open, it gives me power, but if I turn it on, it also gives me battery voltage. So what I'm doing this year that's different is I'm just constantly checking the battery voltage from time to time, and 12.9 I think by all accounts is pretty good. I think if I get to like 12.5, that starts being an issue. And I have not ran this bike. You know, I kind of did idle it for like 5 minutes just once. And what I actually would do in my garage was you miss riding it, right? So I just get in the first year, kind of pull forward. I do the duck walk back just because, hey, why not? It's a good exercise. But it's at 12.9, and I'm just going to keep monitoring this. If it drops till 12.5, I will put it on the battery tender. So that's what I'm doing differently, which, it doesn't involve me having cable running to this and having this little box open and having things going on. So all I'm doing is keeping an eye on the battery voltage itself. But this is really handy, and I think it does wonders for just having a quick way to check your battery voltage. And that's all I'm doing. So all winter, my bike's going to have this full tank of gas. I'm going to monitor the battery and plug it to that tender I have should I need it. And that's about it. So that's what I'm doing for winter storage. I think I've simplified the process, and I don't think it's too technical, and it's actually fairly easy. So if you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.